Well, first of all, let me thank you guys for your support throughout this journey, and also coming down to Egypt to support your team, Taifa Stars. Unfortunately, in our first game, we lost 2-0 to Senegalese team, and for us, we cannot deny the ideas that the Senegalese team, they have a lot of experience. They have a lot of good players that are playing at top level. And I believe in every journey there is always a process of adaptation. There is always a process of building confidence. And whether we like it or not, whether we are realistic to ourselves, whether we don't want to, the reality remains that 39 years, a lot of things has happened in 39 years. A lot of players have played and retired. A lot of new generations are still coming up. So for we to be privileged to be in this AFCON, I think it's a stepping stone to Tanzanian football. It's a beginning of new chapter. But the beginning of the new chapter has to be approached with honesty and realistic. Days has come and gone whereby we just dwell on talking. We have to be more involved in being serious and looking at how we can consolidate what we have achieved. The story is no longer about whether we qualified or not. The story is what can we do in the future? What will be the shape of Tanzanian football in the future? People running the game, what are they willing to contribute for the game to grow? How are we preparing our players from psychological aspect of the game? We have seen it clearly, and there is no hidden place in football. The team that is more experienced, the team that is capable of managing the game, the teams that have involved in a lot of international games, the teams that have played a lot of friendly games, this gives them the opportunity. Since I came into this team, I can never recall, we have never played one friendly game to be able to boost the players' confidence. We've been playing qualification, and through the qualification, we were able to, set Tanzanian football among the best in Africa when it comes to the AFCON. So, tomorrow game, we are aware we are playing against Kenya. It's a very big opportunity for us, both teams. We all are East African team. Kenya is our neighbor. So whether we like it or not, we speak the same Swahili. So there is no hidden thing about it. But of course, the important thing is to see how we can psych our players. We observed that in the game against Senegal, there were a lot of nervousness in our players. And you can't blame that because this is their first major tournament, big competition they're playing. So the important thing now is to see how we can psych them, how we can motivate them from moral to mental aspect of the game. The quality of the players is never in doubt. We have a lot of good players. But in modern football, like the former TD always said, when quality fails you, what comes next is character. So we have to see how we build this character in our players, the character to compete, the character to believe in themselves, the character to believe that everything is achievable if you work very hard. I think hopefully we'll be in a position. And like I always said, in football, you can never predict football. You can never say you're going to win, you're going to lose. But of course, doing the right thing, you are closer to success than not doing anything. Our objective is to see, from injuries point of view, hoping that the players that played against Senegal, some of them have some knocks, which is normal. Hopefully they will be better before our next game against Kenya, and we'll be in a position to compete against Kenya. We want to win. Nobody comes here to lose, and I can guarantee you no team that came to this AFCON want to lose. But of course, in a game of football, either you lose or you draw or you win. So it's three ways option. But the important is to remain calm. This AFCON, right from day one, I have said a lot of things. It's going to be a very tough AFCON. And we have all seen most of the games played. No game is easy. Nobody is going to dash you anything. So hopefully on Thursday, we can be able to be at the best, to achieve our objective, winning our first game and securing 3 points, and then hopefully in the last game against Algeria, we also can achieve something positive.
Guys, mwalimu ameshamaliza. Kama kuna mtu yote mwenye swali, tunakaribisha. Mr. John, if there's any question, you can ask.
Yeah, Emmanuel, thanks for inviting us today to the press conference. Obviously, you're from Nigeria, but do you get the sense of how big this game is? Almost a local derby, isn't it, on an international level? What have people told you about how big this game is for people in Tanzania? Well,
people don't need to tell me. I have, as a player, when you talk about derby, I know what it is. Derby. I know the rivalry between two teams. I know the prestige. I know what is at stake. It's a very big game. There is no doubt about it. Apart from being that both teams, we all came from East Africa, the good thing also is that we all have the same objective, is to win and try to make it to the next round. So we are not expecting Kenya to come easily, and neither are they expecting us to come easily. Unfortunately, both of us, we lost in our first game, 2-0. We lost to Senegal, they lost to Algeria. Yeah, but in the group, we still have options. So our objective is to be calm, is to redirect our thoughts, to see how we can motivate ourselves from technical to the tactical and also to the individual aspect of the game. Because regardless of, sometimes we talk about tactical aspect of the games, but the tactical aspect of the game begins with individual tactical aspect of the game. So if the players can be at the right frame of mind, if the players can be at the point of the decisions making is always right in times of when we have the ball, when we don't have the ball, then we can say we will be in a position to manage the game. We have seen two teams. The Kenya team, I think in their midfield, yeah, they have an experienced player who is playing at Tottenham. You can't doubt that. Then they have players that from the wing side, they are quick. They like to break from the wing. So we'll go back and look at it from a holistic point of view and then see how we can come up with the ideas of containing them and then be able to play and take our chances.
Coach, first of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
And I have two questions. You have said since you joining this team, Tanzania, you have never played international friendly match. So what was the problem?
Well, we have, I think, we have tried several times to do that because I know it's key to the development of the players. I know it's key. It's not only just friendly games. I think it gives you the opportunity to assess other players and then look at people you can bring on board. It gives a lot of people opportunity. But unfortunately, we were not able to do that, probably due to the calendars of the league, in Tanzanian league. So you have to find a common ground and a balance where you can fix the league and then fix a place where the national team can have access to play a friendly game. But I hope, this will be a turning point. Whether we like it or not, the reality remains that when we play friendly games, it doesn't matter if we are winning or we are losing. It exposes our players. It builds confidence in our players. When we come such tournament like this, it won't be something new to our players. Most of our players are playing in Tanzanian leagues. We have to be realistic to ourselves. We are not doubting that the league is not strong, but you can never compare the league when it comes to the national team competitive football. The likes of Nigerians, the likes of Egypt. When you look at the Egyptian teams, almost most of the players are playing outside. So there's a lot of experience. And like I always say to my players, my dream and my hope is to see Tanzanian football grow. My dream is to see our players playing outside, because when they play outside, they will have this ability to compete. And with that, they can bring it back to Tanzania. And then it will encourage the other young players coming up. I think this is the objective. Uganda today, they won their first game. I could remember 2015, Uganda was in the last AFCON. They could not even win one game because of the experience. They don't have much experience. So we are going through the same process. But it's not about winning or losing. It's about the ability now to consolidate what we have achieved. Unfortunately, in Africa, everybody knows football. everybody can talk about football. Everybody can tell you system. Everybody can tell you tactics. It's all being respected. But the important thing is we have to look at the key areas in Tanzania. It will not be fair that, or funny that after we qualify 2019, and then it will take us another long year to qualify again. So that means we are not doing the fans' point of view, from the players' point of view, from the FA point of view, and the coaches, is to see how we can make the best out of this occasion. And then, hopefully, when the next time comes, we'll be in a position to compete. We are no longer being afraid if we can play with the likes of Nigeria or the likes of Senegal. If Nigeria is coming to play against us, they are not coming believing that they're coming to beat us easily. They know that they are coming to face a strong team. I think this is the objective. Well, let's see how it goes. The tournament is still fresh. A lot of things can happen in this tournament. You see how the game is going. No game is being won except yesterday, Mali, winning 4-0. The game is 1-0, 2-0, or 2-2, or 1-1. So let's see how it goes. But hopefully we hope the players can be in the position to compete on Thursday.
Coach, first, bad luck for lost the first game. And I have two questions. The first question is concerned with can we expect any changes from the last game, especially for the squad after comeback of Juni? And my second question is about: is it real that our players have more level of nutrition?
Well, your first question, we are 23 players in this team, and all the 23 players are ready to play. But from a medical point of view, we have had one or two challenges during the preseason, the preparation. Rise to, unfortunately, in our last game against Zimbabwe, he had a contusion with one of the players. That's why he's out. We are aware that Muda is just coming on board. We will look at it from a holistic point of view. It's not just about putting players. It's looking at players that can give something to the team. We all win together and lose together. Hopefully, if from medical point of view, if we have a clear point, and also you have to ask the players from his psychological point of view if he is ready to compete. Because one thing is, I can tell you I'm fit, but am I ready to compete? That's the question. So we have to ask him and then hear from his own point. Because I don't want my players, since I've been with them, I have been very straight and honest to them. And I don't want to deceive any player. And I will never do that as a coach. So I want the best for them. I want my players to always be at the best to compete. Because on the pitch, this is where people judge us. People don't judge us outside. So when we are in the best position to compete, then we can always be prepared to play and give the best to the team.
So about the level of nutrition. We have listened to the claims that the level of nutrition of the players is low. How do you assess, from your assessment, how do you take this?
Well, I'm not a doctor on that aspect. But of course, as a player, being a little bit aware of things, I think from day one we have arrived here, we've been working on that. And whether we like it or not, when we look at our players, you could see that other teams are more built. And but it's also a kind of lesson that we have to come on board with, to see how we can develop our players to be more physically fit. Physically fit does not mean you have to be big. It comes from inward. If you are inward physically fit, you are confident in yourself, you can contest all ball, you can make a lot of movement. But we are doing everything, and the doctors that are involved in this aspect, to be very honest and candid with you, they've been doing everything to make sure that our players are ready to compete. But you cannot build Rome in a day. So this is the first time we are experiencing such a thing. All what we need to do is to build on it, and then when we go back, we continue to build that.
Samuel?
First of all, we thank God and we congratulate coach. We are here. Tanzania are participating in this AFCON. My question goes to that. You see Kenya how they play in an Algeria game. Do you think your team will play the same formation who play against Senegal? And second, there's a dialogue about how many players Tanzania club they use, foreign players Tanzania club they use in their local. Do you think TFF allow 10 players, foreign 10 players, is the source of our local players to lack of experience? Like the other teams, they have the players play abroad.
Well, I think we have seen Kenya play. And to be very honest to you, in modern football, nothing is hidden anymore. Everything is open. Everybody knows everybody. When we talk about the formation that each teams are playing, we may say teams are playing 3-5-2, teams are playing 4-2-3-1, teams are playing 4-4-2. To me, it's not really about the system. It's about the ability of the players to interpret the system when they have the ball, when they don't have the ball. I think that is what defines system. System is just a merely positioning initial stage to show a team how they stand. We play them. We study everything. Probably they also are studying our team. So there is nothing hidden. We've been watching them. Even Senegal that we played, we study everything about them. But at times you're a little bit, how will I put it, shortcoming in terms of your inability to deal with a lot of issues. On the league issue, I'm not the one running the league. TFF and the league board members, they are the ones to decide how many professionals are allowed to play in Tanzanian league. But also the reality also remains, we have to create an avenue in Tanzania where every Tanzanian that is a footballer must believe that he has option to play in Tanzanian league where he can develop. Every Tanzanian player must believe that they have option to play in their national team because this is a national team that belongs to the whole Tanzania. So we must create an avenue where our players need to be encouraged. But also at the same time, I have to be honest to you guys, we must create an avenue also where we must tell our players the truth. With all due respect, one of our major problems is we are not able to tell our players truth. So, we may laugh. We see a lot of things our players are doing that is not right. Maybe due to the player belongs to where we are affiliated. We make this way. It is good we can keep our eyes behind. But I can also tell you when the players stop playing, because I was also a player, when he calls most of us for help, nobody will pick his call. That is certain. So please, let us guide our players. They are players, but they are also human beings. And whether we like it or not, after playing, we need them in the society to continue to grow. So that's my little advice. But we have to create an avenue where we encourage our players. We have to create an avenue where we have about 20 teams playing in the league. So all the players that are playing in the league in Tanzania, they must all believe they belong to the national team. That is the philosophy. And when you have that, then there will be a lot of competition. So everybody needs to work hard. If you want to play in the national team, you have to work hard. So, but I hope people running the league, can be in a position to do that, to create a venue where the young ones that are coming can grow. We just had a team that plays in the under-17. Unfortunately, it's not about winning or losing or qualifying, not qualifying. The question now is, what can we do for this generation to continue to grow and develop? Because whether we like it or not, they are the ones to be the next Taifa Stars in the nearest future. So what are we doing to make them to grow? I think that's what matters.
Another question? Yes, Heidi.
Sorry, Coach. formation does your team use?
Formation. That's personal for the team. We don't come out and say formation. I'm sorry for that. The team has their personal destiny. So we are not coming. Kenya is not telling us what formation they are using. So we are not coming to tell people. But of course, if we are football fans, when you look where you can understand the formation we are using. So that is meant for the team. I'm sorry for that. I can tell you we are using 4-4-2, we are using 5-5-3. But it's not all about that. It's about the character of the players to adapt to the system.
Sister, you have a question? Mr. Rashash, you have any question?
No, okay. Coach, sorry, back again. And I was just remembering games statistics from 2 games, especially Kenya against
Algeria.
and Tanzania against Senegal.
Senegal.
Both of the games, no shoot on target. And we are going to face each other. How do you go to work on that?
Well, we have to work on that in terms of to improve on our ability on goal scoring. But it's not only working on that. We've been working on that even before now. We've been working on that. And the players, even during the qualifying process, we've been working on that to see how we can improve on our goal scoring. It's not only on goal scoring, in terms of opportunities creating. And how do you finalize with the opportunity creating? What was your vision? When you have the ball, do you intend to take the decision, or are you seeing other options where you can put the ball? So we're doing on that, not only just working on the field. We are a team. Whether we win or we lose, we always go back to analyze ourselves. We always go back to look at our mistakes. We always go back also to look at what we have done wrong. So we are not just a team that just come out to play. We're a team. Right from last August, I took this team. We deal with informations. Every player knows what is being expected from him. Every player knows what kind of information that he gets to be able to do his job. But unfortunately, sometimes when you meet a superior team, there's nothing you can do about that. You just have to try to give the best you can.
Faisal Solomon is always, after one game, having yellow cards, attendance of having yellow cards. From the club level up to the national team. If you take this and how would you going to work with this?
Well, getting a yellow card, sometimes you cannot prevent it because it depends on how you handle your emotion in the field of play. In the game we had a lot of yellow card. Probably the emotion of not being in a position, to play your game, not being in a position to do what you want to do. Sometimes, drive you to do things you don't want to do. But I hope against Kenya we'll try to reduce that. We'll try to minimize our mistakes. We'll try to see how we can reduce to get a lot of yellow card because we don't need it. We need all our players to be clean so that we can be in a position to take any player at any given time. But let's see in the next game we'll improve and reduce that.
Salim, maswali yoyote kabla hujamaliza? Jamani, na mtu mwingine ana swali la mwisho? Kama hamna, nimruhusu mwalimu.
It's okay.